All right, thank you, thank you. We are running a little bit of our time, yeah. So we come to our last now gen and the next gen panel discussion. Now, next gen, you got to be prepared for your questions because you're going to really hear from the experience of the now gen are doing, yeah. So with that, I would very much like to invite the three panel discussion. Number one will be Datuk Muhammad Zaini Amran. Do we play their corporate video first? Okay, we play a corporate video first. You take a seat. Just a short corporate. Tak ada, oh tak ada eh? Okay, Datuk, come. Come, you take the middle seat, Datuk. Middle seat. Truly heavyweight. This is truly heavyweight. So the second will be Kajang Rocks, group of Kajang, yeah, the Kajang Rocks. Wow, Louis Liu. Yeah, we have a video. Okay, Luis, come. Yeah. And last but not least, we have a lady to balance up a little bit. Yeah, Jess O. Yeah, from AYS Berhad. Yeah, Chiu Ho Family Office. Chiu Ho Family Office. Come. Yeah. So I would suggest we're going to take a lot of questions. Of course, we have questions as well. But let's understand a little bit about what the LMN Family Office, what do they do? Their corporate video, and then later on will be Chiu Ho Family Office. Selia punya tak ada okay.
As we go through our daily routines, whether it's making our way to school, exercising our passions, or fulfilling our responsibilities, we are often unaware of the foundations that enable us to pursue our personal goals. If you live in the Klang Valley, you would have seen, stepped on, leaned against, or driven over materials that originated from our quarries and pre-made plants. We are everywhere. We are Kajang Rocks. This is where it started for us. Founded by the late Mr. Liu Miao Nian 25 years ago, his vision was not just limited to running a successful mining company, but to participate in the noble work of nation building. The rocks that have come pouring out of our ever-expanding quarry will undergo processing to end up as ready-mixed concrete, cement bricks, crusher run, asphalt premix, and other quarry products to be used in the construction of the pillars and foundations of our nation's infrastructure. They can be found in iconic skyscrapers such as the Twin Towers at KLCC, Merdeka PNB 118 building, many of the magnificent and colossal buildings in Putrajaya. On our nation's roads and highways, including a majority of the roads in central Kuala Lumpur, the Plus Highway, in the tracks of the Sepang International F1 circuit, and the tarmac in KLIA and KLIA2. Our premix plants are strategically located in the vicinity of Kajang, KLIA, and Sabak Bernam. And this enables us to cater to a large number of clients across Selangor and Kuala Lumpur. All these from the humble rocks of Kajang. It was not always this easy, since the company first staked its ground on this land back in 1992. We have overcome hardships and our share of setbacks.
The company was grounded on a long-term vision that the land will not be solely exploited for its non-renewable resource, but will eventually be turned into a thriving township.
Behind Kajang Rock's success lies an important company principle:
When we say we take care of our employees, it is not just to develop their ability to fulfill their responsibilities, but we are also very concerned for their physical and social welfare, because we believe our employees are just like our family members, and we want our family members to be happy as well.
However, the company's focus on people is not limited to those who work for us. It extends further towards the communities neighboring our sites of operation and to the people living in the town of Semenye in Kajang itself, whose fate is entwined with the rising fortunes of the company.
I think we have done pretty well for the past quarter century. We expect to be here for another quarter century and another. But we couldn't have done it without the support of our employees, our business associates, and our clients.
Kajang Rocks remain solid like the ground you stand on, the roads you drive on, and the buildings you work, shop, and live in. You may not physically see the materials that originated from our quarries as you go about your daily life. But rest assured, Kajang Rocks will always be there. As families are reunited, special moments celebrated, as dreams race forward into the future. As careers are made and greater milestones achieved.
So we're going to show one more video. Yeah, this is from AYS Berhad, right?
What connects the world of infrastructure? In the heart of urban development lies the solid foundation of steel that holds the city as one. Behind the rhythm of global development, we always guarantee a reliable supply chain of industrial steel products. AYS Ventures Berhad. For over 4 decades, we have remained true to our original aspiration, focusing solely on the distribution of steel. Dedicated to building a strong supply chain and contributed to the infrastructure development of Malaysia. In every inch of steel is our unwavering dedication as a distributor. Our commitment to serving you better lies in our state-of-the-art facilities. Equipped with the latest technology and manned by our skilled workforce, we ensure precision and quality at every step of the steel distribution process. Over the years, we have participated in nation building, and our products and services serve a diversified sector of the economy. What you cannot see is our national pride. AYS has been the supplier for the foundational framework of some of the world-class architecture. We are firmly dedicated to sustainable development. Our eco-friendly practices minimize our carbon footprint because preserving health, safety, and the environment is our highest priority. Starting from nothing, AYS now has a strong supply chain all around the world. We have gained trust from both international and local brands. But we don't stop here. We are expanding our regional reach as an effective player with more value-adding activities to complement our ongoing business in serving our customers. We have demonstrated our commitment to urban development with our uncompromising standards and quality in our steel products and services. And we will continue to uphold our commitment as we are on a mission to a better future for our country. AYS Ventures Berhad. Driving the future with steel.
Impressive. So I just got to know that the three of our panelists here today are related to construction. Yeah. So before we get our panelists interview them, probably Dato' Zaini would like to share a little bit more about your family business, the sector. Just like has it in the video, like you can make it lively.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alvin, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I started my business also in construction. I'm a civil engineer by profession. I started off after I left JKR in year 1984. So I started my constructions. And then from there, I moved into the asset management. I'm a holder of the southern region, the federal road maintainer for the last 25 years. Now from there on, so I moved into property developments. I'm developing South Key in Johor Bahru. Of course, in the construction and the road maintenance, I also like the Kajang. We also have a couple of quarries, the Kebenche, we have in Malacca, Negeri Sembilan, and Johor. So we are in the same industry. From there, we develop into, it's a normal progression normally for most contractors. They move into property developments, and then I move into hospitality. We own hotels, you know. We also move into the education. For instance, we own the City University Malaysia, which is running up to the PhD program, masters and undergraduate programs. And then also we are diversifying into things like of late we are into the MRO. We set up what we call the Celia Aerospace Technology, trying to venture into something which is, I should say, more regulated and high entry barriers areas, because I could see that construction is very overcrowded, I believe, because it's a low entry barrier. Every ketua cawangan will have his own color G7 licenses. So it's a very, very overcrowded. So one of our company strategy is to move into the regulated area where the entry or barrier will be high. Not all Tom, Dick and Harry can get into it. But of course, getting into it will be very difficult. It needs a lot of investment. So that is basically what we are doing right now, Alvin.
Thank you, Dato'. So for your information, Dato' Zaini is actually the founder and also known as Now Gen. In our interpretation, we'll call them Now Gen. Yeah. So now comes to Luis. Luis is actually the second generation Now Gen. So Luis, perhaps you would like to share with us your intrapreneur. Dato' is very much entrepreneur, right? Luis, intrapreneur. How do you get to where you are today in terms of your family business? Can you share your journey with all the next gen participants here?
Okay. The video is a bit old. My hair is more whiter now. So need to do some updates. I believe I am in the crossroad, next gen and now gen. Company started by my father, but operational started by us. So my father...
us means the siblings lah. The siblings, your siblings, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically my father started the company, bought a small piece of land, and then when we graduated and then we were outside, then they asked us to come back to basically start this business. So operationally, it started by me and my younger brother, and so with a small piece of land, and we have grown until where we are today lah. So of course we have gone through the ups and downs, where Malaysia have gone through a few recession, financial crisis, all that. So we have managed to pull through. Yeah.
Thank you, Luis. So we have a third panelist here, Now Gen. Because you see, there are three categories here in our industry. So you have a senior Now Gen, if they are still around, we call them senior now gen. Now gen will be Louis, because they are managing the business, as well as Jess O. So Jess, the founder is still around, senior now gen. She is the now gen because she's the group managing director of the entire family business. Yeah? So Jess, could you share some of your intrapreneur journey? Intra, yeah? Yeah, you guys understand the difference between intra and intra, right? Right. Please, over to you.
Hello? Yeah, I think this will. Thanks. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I was invited by Alvin to attend. Initially, I thought I was here to learn. So, ended up, I was being invited as a panelist. And only today I realized that I'm considered a now gen, because I thought I would be seated in the second row or the last row as the next gen. Yeah. For me, I just have a brief introduction. I think there was a brief introduction about my background, that I was previously a physiotherapist and then was called back by my father to join the company 20 years ago. We are in the steel industry, steel distribution business, so we supply to most of the major projects in Malaysia and regional as well, in Singapore as well. Yeah, so to all the bosses, just marketing a bit, if you want to extend your offices, Dr. Fong, or if you want to build new factories, please welcome to look for us. Yeah, so 20 years ago, I was called back to join my father's business, and I remember that time, I don't know how to describe, it's like a one-man show company. And until now, well, when I joined, I think he started off with nothing. He always say that he has low educations, he didn't even finish his primary school. But when I joined in, he already built a business with 120 million revenue a year. And now the company is at 1.3 billion revenue. So throughout these 20 years, I learned most of the how to do a business from my father, and a lot of expertise or seniors in the industries. And to be honest, my father didn't teach me how to manage a company. Yeah, so I learned it throughout the way, that how to set up the whole systems and whole management system, pull in talents to join the company, to build the company until this stage. So,
What age was that?
that was 25 years old when I joined the company.
25 years old.
So I disclosed my age.
Okay, good. We will come back to you later.
Okay.
So,
Thank
being
you.
an entrepreneur, Dato', being an entrepreneur, right? You face a lot of ups and downs, yeah? So, what was your greatest achievement and your biggest downfall or your most challenging setback?
Well, I think we have gone through many challenges, I believe. But I think the sweetest is actually when we were given one project is actually a redevelopment of Majidi camp. So I think that was the very challenging, and managed to solve it. It was a tussle between the federal government and the state government with regard to the ownerships of those land. And then, of course, states and the federal governments are very emotional when it comes to land matters. So when I first sat down for a meeting with them, you could see that very emotional, and it's very difficult to solve the problem. So what I did is that I met each other separately and tell them, look here, I'm a businessman. You all don't argue, let me sort it out, the issue. And I also go to the federal government, after that I will sort out the issue. So, and somehow or other I managed to settle this issue. But what it turns out that the problem that I had is actually when it's been settled, it become an advantage. One of the problems of a land swap is basically because titles are not issued until you do the replacement camp. That normally will take a hell of a lot of money for you to pump in, for you to start your job. So you need a lot of finance. But in this case, because the state government quietly issued a title to that land. Quietly issued a title to that land. So that land now is actually under the state government, under one company. Because of that, are we able to raise financing while the army is still running there? So because the land title has been transferred already. So, of course, then we start development, for instance, and then IGB came in, so we developed the South Key Mega Mall. So, and then recently it was injected into the IGB rate, so I think it was quite a sweet success on those matters. So I think that is actually one of the best sweet moments for me, after all the hard works.
How long was that ago until today?
Well, it's easily, 2004. 2004, it's been 20 years.
So there was a recent IGP REITs.
IGB REITs.
Okay.
Okay,
Restructuring.
thank you.
Wow. Congratulations. Congrats. How about you, Luis? What are your ups and downs being an intrapreneur? Could you share one exciting moment or biggest achievement that you ever made?
For the quarry site is actually, so-called, as I said, my father started it. But we only do quarry then. In 2004, I started our premix division. I believe that this one is all started by myself, and together with my brother and some partners. The reason I say this achievement is because, this company has grown bigger than the quarry at the moment. But we have participated in bringing a lot of the new technology, new design mix into Malaysia. In terms of the premix line, we call it a special mix. And also from there on, we participate in the KLIA too. And I think at the moment, I can say that 90% of the airport premix are supplied by us. And but the sinking part is not my problem. I only supply the material, and so we supply most of the central region. I think it's in the south.
Right. Oh, great.
Yeah,
great.
but we are in the central region. So
Yep.
and central region have most of the highways and things like that.
Okay.
So I think more development.
Okay, thank you. Jess, how about you? So next gen, please get your questions ready.
Yeah, I think I would say my biggest achievement will be 5 years ago. My father and all my brothers decided to put me at these positions, I guess. For your information, I'm the youngest and the only daughters out of the siblings. Yeah. And steel business is a very traditional China man businesses. So it's a surprise to the industry players that, hey, how come Chiu Ho Foundations, my father's name, how comes Mr. O chose a daughter to be at these positions to lead the company? I think this is the biggest achievement. I think for the downfall wise, I don't really have seen or feel really downfall because I see whatever I've been through is a learning experience for myself. Yeah, business has been through up and downs, and a lot of downs and some ups as well. So I've always seen it as something, challenges for me to overcome. So yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jess. Thank you. So you see, to the next gen, to do business, you can either choose the entrepreneur route, which is going to be all your hard work, all your money, all your own, or you would rather choose an intrapreneur route. The intrapreneur route that founders have laid down the platform, laid down the foundation of all the systems, all the resources. Yeah. So please get ready of your questions, please. Now, so from family business, we always talk about business family. Yeah. Of course, our specialization is always on the business family, right? So we have the LMN Family Office, who has done Family Council, 40th Family Council, right? Then we have the MZA Family Office, about 10, and we have the Chuho Family Office, number 9. Yeah. Okay. Perhaps we will allow the 40th to share the journey that they have gone through. 40th, easily about what, 12 years of a family council. Yeah. Can you share your experience? What improvement you have seen, or how was the journey with your siblings during that council meeting for the last 12 years?
40 over meeting, yes. I believe in any family businesses, communication is the key. Because if you don't sit down and communicate, like for example, for me, my father is no longer around. He passed away in 2010. And then it left to the 4 siblings. My sister is here. I have another 2 brothers. And we don't live in the same house. And I believe we all live our individual life, right? And if you don't communicate, then things might go wrong. So I believe even before my father passed away, we have already sitting down to have quarterly shareholder meetings. So now, after my father passed away, all this meeting continues. Now is after Eddie came in, we become more structured in a way. So there is, of course, the company financial performance and things like that, and discuss about families matters, because there's 4 siblings, so we have updates of 4 individual families, their achievement, their difficulties, things like that. So I believe the quarterly family meeting is important. It's a platform for the family to communicate with each other. Yeah.
Thank you, Louis.
Still got the 40 over meeting. I believe another 40 future.
So the uniqueness about the LMN Family Office, when we were first engaged, we were surprised that the 4 siblings could come back together and form one structure, although their shareholding has been fragmented into 4 parts. So coming back as one, thinking as a founder, as a father level, is never easy. And imagine if there are such dynamic siblings fields, it's going to be tough for them to come back as one. Yeah, so they have done quite well in this aspect, huh? And then with the sister there as well. Shall we give them a round of applause? Now the best part. Now the best part, Linton, Linus, and Hanru is there. So your uncle is here. 10 years later, you guys going to be here, you know. Yeah, this is how the baton going to be passed to them. Yeah, that's why founders, next gen, must come to these functions like this. And also, next gen, you can see how other people's father is thinking. And now gen, you can see how other people's sons and children are thinking as well. Yeah, and with that, Dato' Zaidin, how was your last 10th family council meeting with your children. That's the best part. They are both of them are there, right? Faiz and Alia. Yeah. Okay, please.
I would say that I call myself a past gen, is it? So now gen, I'm the past gen. Of course, I'm the first in my family to run the business. Now, of course, as you run the business, we always were thinking how to pass to the next generations. Of course, in a Muslim way, it's always all about hibah. But actually, I'm not interested in about hibah because I'm only very interested in how does this wealth generation be managed towards the next generation. Because kalau you tengok hibah, let's say I got 5 children. If hibah, you split everybody into a 20% each, nothing will happen to the company and you just destroy the company. So until I came, after looking so much, until I came 80, so my friend lawyer, who was a golfer, introduced me to him. So that fit what I intended to do. How do I pass the business from a family business to a what we call the business family? I mean to say that my children will come in. Now, he has set a structure, I think it's one of the better structure in the sense that it gives create an environment where everybody contribute to the family business in terms of managing the business. Because you tengok the Sapura story, for instance, things are getting emotional. Now, creating this family business is actually creating an institution to manage the business. It cannot be emotional or sentimental about it. It is a business. You got to treat it that way, and the children are put into a training program so that they manage it from a bright perspective in looking how company are being run. Now, how do you manage conflict? Because most of the family business is managing the conflict. That is actually one of the biggest. So, by having this meeting, quarterly meeting, so they have been trained and exposed to managing conflicts. Now, that's one. The second thing also, that when 5 of them making decision, they have got to understand the decision-making process. What is the best ataupun what I call a least worst option of how decisions are made? It is by majority decision. So, when you make a certain decision, it's controversial decision, but somehow or other, the least option is to get the majority. It also train, in that process, it train the minority, which your views are not been accepted, to accept the majority decision. So to me, this training that they've gone through, making a decision through majority votes and managing conflict, these are to me a secret of success for the next generation to take it over from the first generations. So that is basically that we go through a 10 meeting ladies, quite new. So I really hope that the system has been set for my children. After me as the founder, probably the elders will become the founder, and from them they will continue the systems how to manage this family office. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dato'. You know, I remember there was one day Dato' came to our office with a lawyer friend of ours as well. Dato' first sentence says, "Alvin, I've listened to so many already, you name it lah. I doesn't actually want to come, but because of my friend here, okay, I come and see what you guys have in mind." And we presented our 3+1, and that was exactly the one. Then today, with my colleague Zurina and myself and the support team are also coaching the family how they should be thinking. Like what Dato' mentioned just now, hey, you're a minority, you have to learn how to agree to disagree. Yeah, sometimes you win in your opinion, yeah, in your agreement, sometimes you lose. Doesn't really matter. It's all in a spirit of has a family. Family first, individual second. Then you will never go wrong. That's when I would say Dato' just mentioned about institution. So family has an institution. Yeah, that's how you corporatize and professionalize the family relations. Okay, now comes to the youngest and the only daughter in the family. You know, I have not seen of my 20 years, first that family employ professionals. Until today, after 20 years, there are still certain element of control. But this is very rare. Only daughter and got to work with 3 eldest brother. And of course with the founder. Over to you, Jess. 9th family council meeting. Okay, your experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, your brother not here today, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yes, our family office is quite new. I came to, well, with this family office thingy, actually, I managed to know Alvin from, I think, a PwC online seminar during COVID time. Yeah, because COVID, we have a lot of time at home, nothing to do, so keep attending a lot of virtual webinars that time. So, and that was very brief by Alvin, but I kind of like, just pick it up and, is this something that can address what my father's concerns that he has been having throughout his years, because I have helped him in his business for, that time, more than 10, 15 years. But one big very worry that he has in his mind is what's next? What's the succession planning? What is the whole family wealth planning? So because I'm the daughter, naturally it's not right to pass on the wealth to the daughter, because being married to another family, right? To be, very blunt, the old man always say that, old days, the daughter is like, 潑出去嘅水, it's like the water flow into the other, another family. So, so then I contacted Alvin to come in and look at our family structures, and there, he advises my father to set up this foundations and family office, which I appreciate because it took us 2 years plus to set up these family foundations, and right after it's been set up, I can see that my father became more stress-free, and he became more cheerful and really willing to slowly let go a lot of things, because he is a very, very persistent man. Very meticulous as well. But the thing is, from what I learned throughout this is really what Alvin has mentioned. I think family value is number one. I appreciated my parents has implanted this into the siblings of the family values. What I will say that we cannot look at personal value first. We have to look at the family value first always to become, I think, successfully being able to manage this business family well. It has to be family value first. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you. Great. Now that we have heard from the 3 of them, any questions from the floor? Wow, that's fast, So, hi, Dato'. Are your children all in the family business? If yes, do you practice meritocracy or favoritism or both? Wow.
Okay, I think I got 5 children, and then I think 3 of them is with me. Of course, meritocracy is there, but I think I always tell them that they understand very well the golden rules. You know what's the golden rule? The man with the gold rules. As long as the man who holds the gold for the time being, he will. But I think it is slowly passing down to them. It's a process. So I think it's a process that giving them, guiding them. I think I guided them, the children, because I know that I'm very much in constructions, property developments and all this. So actually I also guided them when they are taking their courses in the university days, you know. My eldest daughter is in property management. Then I got 5 years there as an architect. I got my other one who have a civil engineers, and then the last one is the financial analysis with EY. So of course he would join us lah. So I think then setting up, then the moment they graduate, I drafted them in immediately, trying to make them really understand the business and then monitor them. So I think the lucky part is that I managed to monitor them, and slowly I believe, I think probably another few years time, I think I'll be letting them go. So because I'm also in the process of retiring, because I'm 70 this year, so probably I got another 5 years to guide them, then from there, it will pass to them lah. So I believe that I'm watching them. You know, watching. Of course, there is a difference between me, because when I first started, I started from zero, you know, like from kampung. We started from zeros, you know, but they are in a different world. When they get into it, they never know what is hardship is all about. Sometimes they keep telling me, it's stressful lah, Bapa. Their idea of stress never be stressful at all to me, because I'm the first generation who started from zero. So I think that is actually managing this expectation and looking things from a different perspective. That is actually my biggest worry. But of course, as people said, you must throw them, then let them survive. Yeah, but I think when I first started, when I took risks, I started with project of 1 million, 2 millions. So I think if there is any damage at that particular time, you still can manage it because it's small. But right now we are doing a project up to 100 millions, you know, then if there is any fatal anything, you know, it will be very damaging. We can bring down the whole of the group. So I think they are in a very different perspective when it comes to the risk part. So managing risk actually at their level, at their experience, because for instance, I'm managing 100 million, I'm already 40 years in business. I become an old timer already, you know, but for them, hardly 10 years and managing that kind of risk, that is where I think the guidance is still required by the founder. That's basically it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato'. Thank you. Next question. Anything? Luis. Okay. This also. Okay, please. The siblings are able to come together as founders. This is truly amazing. Can you share some salient points? How it was done smoothly?
Okay. When my father passed away in 2010, and then of course, I mean the share is held by all the siblings. And of course, looking back into the business, we are inquiring, we mine, we bought a lot of land, and all this land are freehold land. And after mining, we could actually turn it into a township eventually, because it's quite, Kajang is quite near KL, you know, only half an hour. With all the infrastructure, you know, all the highways and things like that is actually quite near town. So eventually, the business can last through generation, right? So then I talked to my siblings that I think we need to change the structure. So rather than holding it on ourselves, then we should do something lah. And of course, when I'm in EO and YPO, and we always hear of story like Tanjong, whereby all the siblings fighting and things like that. So I managed to ask some friends, and they recommend some consultants. And of course, one of the consultants is Eddie lah, right? We interview some from Canada, some from don't know where, and we found that Alvin, being in Malaysia, understand our culture. So I think I gathered all my siblings to interview all the consultants individually, and then I think all the siblings unanimously agree that we let Alvin to do the restructuring, and and convince. When you have your siblings, when your father not around, when you talk to your siblings, they might not agree. But you have a third party talking individually without you there, I think it will be easier for them to accept. So I think that is what we did. I think it's a long process. I think it's more than 2 years, right? We come and go in 2 years.
Yeah.
I think the time he quoted us quite fees quite small, but he didn't expect it would take so long.
That was 15 years ago.
So
Perhaps these questions, I would like to narrow down these questions. Yeah, yeah. So not so much about AD anymore. Thank you for your compliment of what we have done. Like that compliment, I guess, to all our colleagues as well. Thank you so much. But I would like to very much like to the message to put across. Now, probably from a day that the shares was inherited via the will until the day that you guys wanted to set up, how long was the duration? How long was the duration that you guys came to a realization, hey, we need to put everything back together as though father is still around? Suchi? 1 year.
1 year. Is it 1 year?
After getting the probate in your personal name, then within 1 year, I'm in already. Right. Oh, wow. That's very good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, indeed.
Because, I mean, we are in business world and we hear stories and things like that, you know, this family fight with this family, you know, kind of things. So, and having said that, even my own father and his brother also quarrel and split. And I was the mediator then. So
I see.
I remember that I go to my uncle and talk to my uncle what my uncle want to hear. If you talk about what my father passed the message down, they will continue fighting.
Very impulsive already.
Right? So the emotional happens.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I guess this is what we need to do.
So, yeah, so coming back to what Louis mentioned just now, yeah, it took us a little while, 2 years, you know, 2 years, 2.5. Now, for that reason, why? Why? Because it's never easy. You're dealing with 4 of them. Even with Chu Ho Family Office, yeah, it's the same, about close to 2 years. And of course, that time was pandemic. There was pandemic and MZA, pandemic as well. So, yeah, it's never easy for them to come back, but that was the beautiful thing. And to all the next gen, Linton, Linus, and Haru, all right, so got to understand this. So when come to the next family workshop, we're going to have exam on you guys. Yeah. Any more?
Jaren, my sister's son is here.
Jaren is here. Okay. All right, great. Any more to add to that question just now? No? Thank you. Any more questions? Oh, okay. This was just, were there any resistance from your male siblings? How were you selected? Was there a selection process? Were there resistance? This question must come from a lady.
Yeah.
Lady power.
To be honest, right, male-dominated, this word has been surrounding me throughout my entire career life because of my industries. So I have been dealing with men for, I think, the most difficult man or the easiest man throughout my life. So to be honest, fortunately, there were not much resistance from all my siblings. Because in the family-wise, you know, being the only daughter in the family, since young, you have been handling all the family matters. You know, your brothers will tell you, hey, can you buy the Chinese New Year clothes for me? Can you buy the shoes for me? Can you organize this? So throughout my whole life, since young until I'm at this age, I have been the one that, organizing the family gatherings and helping this and that, backups on the other matters. So, but because I have been the one that is more focused in this steel industries, AYS Group. For your information, other than this listed entity, we have other businesses as well that my brothers are also involved. So, so when my father spoke to me, just when the COVID started, he discussed with me and said that I think I have decided to put you at the group MD positions, because previously I was the deputy MD together with my eldest brother. So it's quite weird. There are two deputy MDs in the company. And I think when COVID came, my father at his age of 75 is a bit, too tedious for him. So he made the decisions. And I told him, okay, I'm willing to take it up, the responsibility, but I want all my brother to give me the blessing before I take up these positions. So my father gathered all my brothers together and discussed about it, and all of them agreed and supported the decisions. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So, time is running short. Yeah, I'm sure all of us are hungry. But I have two exciting questions here. So I'll keep the last because it's a little bit long. I guess the last will be a conclusion questions. Yeah, but one question came in. Louis, what are your advice for next gen when dealing with dictatorship? Wow. So now Jen, so this question is actually pertaining to, hey, is my father a dictatorship? Probably Dato also can help out later on. Yeah, Louis, to you actually.
Dictatorship. I don't know whether am I a dictator. But if you can convince me, then I'm not a dictator, right? So the floor is open. I don't know. To me, I always speak my mind.
Right.
I don't like to hide things around.
Right.
So if you can convince me that you are right, then you go ahead, right?
Okay, simple as that. That's all. Yeah.
I think the structure of the family office has some element of dictatorship, Alvin. It was created in such a way, for instance, since I'm the founder can veto anything by the members. So that's actually in a form of dictator, if you ask me personally. Now, unless later part, when it's been passed down to the second generation, and then they will have more of what we call the democracy, where majority will make the decision. But for now, I could see the structure itself, the founder can veto. So that I also consider as a dictatorship.
Okay, so next gen, you have to accept it. It's not a perspective, it's a fact. Yeah, because they have come this far and they're not going to let you screw up just like that. Yeah, it will take you a long way in order to come to that level. Yeah. So one last question to all, and then we shall have a conclusion. It's rather a long questions here. Yeah. If I could just put it onto a conclusion. What will be your message to all the next gen here today? Shall we start with basically a message to all the next gen? Shall we start with Dato? Okay, yeah. Your conclusion for today.
My only message to the next gen, I think there are a lot of cases that's happening. You see Safura, I think Genting also going to go through. Yoi Hapse was only one generation. So I think it is important that for the next generation to take the business family as an institution. Now, when you treat it as an institution, you, as mentioned just now, you manage conflict, and then you also understand that majority make decision. There's no emotion involved in it. So it's got to be treated like a real business like. Now, of course, family always have conflict. So these conflict actually are the main factors that break down the family. Now, so family must stay together in whatever circumstances, but also try to understand that everybody has its individual needs. So it is important that the majority dalam constitution, our family constitution, the majority decision like disposal of asset, whatever investment, for instance, is a majority decision. So the minority or whoever are against it must accept the fact that it is the majority decision. I think understanding all these elements and the training that you've gone through, inshallah, I think you will understand that it is how the family business is run. That is actually, Alvin. So stay united, avoid this conflict. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato'. Luis or Jess first? Yeah? What will be your message to all the next gen here today? Because there are so many questions forwarded to you guys, right? So there must be a message to them and to take home. Yeah?
Well, actually, I did prepare something. What is the word?
Okay. Entitlement, is it?
Correct.
Yeah,
Entitlement.
Yeah, never ever have the attitude of entitlement.
Correct. I think, how to say, I believe next gen don't feel that this is you're entitled to it, because once you think that you're entitled to it, I don't know whether do you have the energy or the passion to really run the business. So yeah, and I always talk to my friends, your parents work hard, and and by the way, they're going to spend your inheritance. Okay, so and you yourself basically have to build something on your own, and don't think that you are entitled to it, because if I pass to you, you can just waste it very easily. So if you don't know how to manage it, yeah.
Right. That's stewardship, yeah? That's stewardship, looking after the next generation. Thank you, Luis. Jess.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with what Louis said. I think for the next gen, and actually to myself as well, I think I earn it. It's not like, my favoritism, like my father favored me, that's why put me at these positions. So I think for the next gen, you have to put in effort. For whatever that the previous generations have made, the wealth, yeah. You may get eventually the wealth, but for the achievement wise, for the success wise, you still have to have the passions to go for it. Yeah. So for the next gen, I think the generation gap, even though I'm not too senior, I think it's already a big gap for myself and my nieces and nephews. So to penetrate them, I feel that it's so difficult, because I am already eyeing for my successor, because my retirement plan is in 10 years' time. So, but the thing is, for me to penetrate, the next generations, it's already, I find it very difficult. Yeah. So, so communications, I think, is important to imbued the family values. I think this is something that I hope the next gen can continue to key into your brain, that what is family values.
Thank you, Jess. Wow, very well said, yeah? Shall we give the three of them a round of applause, yeah? Thank you. So I would very much like to do a conclusion as well, Yeah, conclusion. If you look at the back of you, the three panelists, I'm sure you guys would agree with me. Let's look at it whether it's a myth or was it a fact. Hard times creates strong people. Agree, yeah? Now, Jen, you guys are very strong, right? Yeah, very strong. Society of hard knocks, hard times, different eras, street smarts, and everything. And strong people creates good times. The next gen back there, good times, good of education and everything. And some of us here don't have the luxury of overseas and things like that. However, good times creates weak people. Weak people. So especially the third generation. If there are too much of entitlement attitude, and if it's too much of a toxic giving, then they become weak people. And weak people create hard times. So with that, thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you panelists. Yeah. Three of you have been a great panelists. I'm sure the now gen here, next gen here, benefited a lot. Yeah, back to you, MC. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato' Zaini, Louis, Jess, and Alvin. And that brings us to a close of today's program. Thank you to all our speakers, panelists, family officers, and guests for making today such a success. And also, as Alvin mentioned earlier, we have collected 2,000 ringgit of donation from Alvin's book. So we thank, on behalf of Carrie's home and the old folks, we thank you so much. Lastly, let's give a round of applause to the management team of AD for organizing this event, and also to our incredible host, the FOA Family Office.